Hello, friends. Have you ever wondered how some people accomplish what the world calls impossible? Those individuals who push past their limits, break every rule, and reach heights others can't even imagine. Do they have different brains, some hidden power, or a secret we've yet to discover? The truth is, their abilities aren't magical. The real secret is this: our limits aren't what we think they are. The problem isn't what we can or can't do. It's that we don't even begin to imagine what we're capable of. But what if there was a blueprint to achieve the impossible? A scientific method that blends motivation, learning, creativity, and flow into a system that helps anyone transcend their greatest limits. Now imagine waking up every morning with the mindset of a peak performer. Your mind is razor sharp, your focus unshakable, and your goals are crystal clear. There's no confusion, no distractions, only action, clarity, and the energy that brings you closer to your dreams. That's what the art of the impossible unlocks, a proven system that, when followed, can help anyone achieve extraordinary results. This book teaches you how to build passion, make grit a habit, and enter the state of peak performance known as flow, where true breakthroughs happen. If there's something you've long wanted to achieve but haven't been able to, it's time to unlock the barrier holding you back. Because the key isn't out there, it's within you. This is the journey where impossible transforms from a limitation into a challenge. Have you ever wondered what sets apart those who change the world and are remembered in history? Are they born passionate? Are they divinely inspired? Or do they nurture a tiny spark into a blazing fire? The truth is, passion doesn't strike in a single magical moment. It doesn't explode. It's carefully built over time. Passion is a recipe, and with the right ingredients, anyone can ignite the fire that fuels them to walk impossible paths. Look at your own life. Have you ever done something that filled you with excitement, where time flew without you noticing? Those little interests, once nurtured, can become hobbies, then habits, and eventually part of your identity. That's how passion begins. A curious student who asks endless questions may grow up to become a scientist. A girl making makeup videos in a small village could become a beauty influencer with millions of fans. A boy playing guitar every evening might one day rock the world as a performer. None of this is magic. It's a process. Follow your curiosity. When your thoughts consistently return to something, passion takes root. But building passion isn't easy. Society encourages safety, stability, and risk avoidance. Yet no great achievement ever came from staying comfortable. Developing passion is an emotional journey filled with confusion, rejection, and most of all, self-doubt. But those who weather the storm find clarity. Passion isn't just enjoyment, it's a struggle that you fall into again and again, rising each time, because something inside compels you forward. Passion burns you, shapes you, and transforms you. And if someone finds their passion and gives it everything, can't they make the impossible possible? There was a boy who loved mountain biking. People laughed, said there was no future in it, but he didn't stop. His interest became an obsession, and one day he broke a world record. Why? Because he turned passion into a habit. Passion doesn't form overnight. It grows from curiosity, effort, and relentless focus. And when the world calls you crazy, you'll smile and say, "Yes, I am, but I didn't stop." Passion elevates you from average to extraordinary. It gives everyday meaning. And when someone follows their passion, they don't just change their life, they can change the world. So if you feel lost or stuck, ask yourself, what makes you forget time? Start there. Passion isn't found, it's created. And when you create it, the word impossible loses its meaning. Are you ready to light that fire? Have you ever seen someone rise stronger after every fall? Someone who turns pain into power and never backs down from a challenge? These people are driven by a force called ferocity. It's not anger. It's an intense drive to overcome anything. And here's the most surprising part. Ferocity isn't a talent. It's a habit, one that anyone can develop. Imagine a climber pushing forward through icy winds, or a girl facing constant criticism yet holding on to her dream. Picture an entrepreneur failing again and again, only to return each morning with the same intensity. They all share one thing: ferocity as a habit. It begins with a simple decision: I will not stop. When you make that decision, your brain adapts. Fear becomes a trigger for action. Comfort becomes suffocating. Every step forward strengthens your resolve. But the biggest battles aren't outside, they're inside. You get tired. That voice in your head whispers, "It's not possible. Why push so hard?" Ferocity is the decision to keep going anyway. Like the MMA fighter who broke a bone mid-match but fought and won because he trained his mind to keep going, even when the body gives up. That's ferocity. To build this habit, you must constantly step into discomfort. Easy tasks don't build strength. When you're tired, take one more step. When others say, "Stop," tell yourself, "I'm just getting started." Over time, your mind adjusts. Ferocity becomes your default response to adversity. It's the spark behind every great achievement. Once it becomes your habit, no limit is unbreakable. So ask yourself, are you ready to develop this habit? Because when you do, the impossible becomes your next challenge. Ask yourself this: have you ever set a goal so big it gave you goosebumps? A dream that scared you but wouldn't let go? Most people drift through life without direction, repeating the same thoughts, making empty promises to change tomorrow. But those who achieve the impossible have one thing in common: clear, burning goals. A goal isn't just a wish, it's a compass. When your goal is real, distractions fade. You don't need daily motivation because a fire burns within. Sadly, many people make one of two mistakes. They set goals too small to stretch them, or so big they never take action. Imagine someone wanting to climb Everest, but not knowing how to reach base camp, or someone aiming only for base camp. Neither will reach the summit. You need both: high, hard goals and clear daily targets. High, hard goals stretch you. They demand a version of you that doesn't exist yet, but could. These goals scare you and thrill you at the same time. Daily targets, on the other hand, break that big goal into small, actionable steps. That's how the impossible becomes possible. Take the boy who struggled in school, but set a goal to become a public speaker. He practiced every day, accepted rejection, turned failure into fuel. Today, he earns standing ovations. Why? Because his goal was more than a dream. It was an obsession. Clarity of goals shifts your mindset from excuses to execution. Failure becomes just another checkpoint. And progress? It becomes an addiction. A real goal is one you're willing to fall for 100 times. When your heart races thinking about it, you found your path. Now stop dreaming. Lock in your target. Here's the truth. Real power doesn't lie in money or fame. It lies in the ability to learn. Someone who can learn quickly can become anything: an artist, a scientist, an entrepreneur, even someone the world has never seen before. But learning isn't easy. It starts when you leave your comfort zone. It begins with resistance, confusion, and setbacks. But those who continue despite this chaos are the ones who shape the future. Think about how many times you've tried to learn a new skill: guitar, coding, a new language. At first there's excitement, then struggle, then frustration, and often giving up. That's the typical learning cycle. But if you embrace the process, you'll grow. Learning doesn't come from reading alone. It comes from action, discomfort, and above all, consistency. Picture a child learning to swim. First fear, then flailing, then adjustment, and finally, mastery. Learning is physical, emotional, and mental. It starts with curiosity, followed by struggle, and finally, insight. That aha moment only comes after repeated efforts. Take the example of a writer. On day one, they may struggle to write even 500 words, but through daily practice, trial and error, and constant editing, their words begin to move hearts. This is the power of deep practice, repetition with awareness. Only then does your brain rewire and grow. In today's fast-changing world, the fastest learners win. Technology evolves, industries shift, and the ability to adapt is no longer optional. It's a survival skill. So train your learning muscles. Embrace small discomforts, small struggles, and small improvements daily. Because the person who learns every day will one day achieve what others only dream about. Have you ever wondered how some people become masters again and again? In sports, business, art, communication? They don't just succeed once. They do it repeatedly. Their secret? The skill of skill. This is the ability to learn new things quickly and deeply. It's the superpower of the world's fastest learners. The skill of skill is a habit and a mindset. It's what transforms average individuals into extraordinary ones. Not by chance, but by choice. Those who possess it don't just learn, they evolve. They understand that behind every skill lies a system. And once you master how to learn, you can apply that system anywhere. This mindset doesn't just help you succeed, it helps you win again and again. Now listen carefully. Any skill in the world, whether it's painting or presentation, guitar or graphic design, finance or focus, can be learned. But the real question isn't how to learn a skill. The real question is, do you know the skill of learning a skill? Imagine if you had a system that allowed you to learn any new skill in 30 days and master it within 6 months. How fast would your life move? That system is built on 4 powerful pillars: awareness, pattern recognition, iteration, and emotional control. When you start learning something new, your mind is clouded with confusion. Everything feels strange and slow. But skilled learners don't stop there. They ask themselves just one question: what's the pattern? Once they identify that pattern, the skill starts to unfold. Pattern recognition is what sharpens your edge. You start noticing the repeating actions, the common mistakes, the bottlenecks in your progress. Then comes iteration, correcting every mistake, trying again and again until the pieces click into place. But the most important part of all is emotional control. Because the biggest battle isn't with the skill, it's with your own frustration. You'll fail repeatedly. Comparison will crush you. Doubt will creep in. And that's exactly when you need to remind yourself, I'm not there yet, but I will be. That kind of confidence makes a learner unstoppable. Here's a real-life example. A man decided to learn piano at the age of 40. People told him it was too late, but he practiced every day, watched videos, studied notes, and mastered his emotions. 2 years later, he played his first concert flawlessly. Why? Because he had learned how to learn. Whether you want to start a YouTube channel, learn a new language, dive into trading, or become a public speaker, it's the skill of learning skills that will carry you forward. When this habit becomes your foundation, no field is out of reach. Once you've mastered this meta skill, what once seemed impossible becomes your new baseline. Now picture this. You're in a dark room waving a small torch, searching for a way out. Suddenly, the beam hits a door you hadn't noticed before. That's creativity, the power to see what others miss. Creativity isn't a luxury reserved for artists or musicians. It's a survival tool, crucial in business, content creation, problem solving, and everyday life. The issue is, from childhood, We're taught how to find the right answer, but never how to ask the right questions. And true creativity begins the moment we start questioning. Creativity isn't magic. It's a process, a system that can be hacked. And here's how. 1. Divergent input. Expose yourself to varied experiences and knowledge. The more diverse your inputs, the more creative your outputs. A chef who studies architecture might design dishes like buildings. A coder who studies music might think of algorithms like a symphony. 2. Disconnection. Constant notifications and noise kill creativity. Your brain can't create when it's always reacting. Creative people make time for boredom, for stillness. That's when the mind starts speaking to itself. 3. Pattern disruption. Routine leads to autopilot. To spark creativity, break patterns. Take a new route. Reverse your morning ritual. Learn a skill outside your field. This jolt awakens the brain and ignites new connections. Consider the story of a graphic designer stuck in routine. He began exploring calligraphy, photography, and 3D modeling. Within 6 months, his creativity exploded, and he launched his own studio. He didn't just stay a designer, he evolved into a visual innovator. Hacking creativity is about pushing your mind into new directions, taking risks, asking bold questions, and embracing the blank page, not with fear, but with curiosity. Creativity lives within you. You just need the courage to unlock it. So far, we've explored the mindset of those who break boundaries and achieve the impossible. They aren't magical. They're not superhuman. They simply operate with a different mindset, a different discipline, and most importantly, a different fire. We've seen how passion is born, how to weaponize goals, how to make ferocity a habit, and how to hack learning, creativity, and flow. This isn't about motivation for a day. It's a system for life, for those who say, "I won't stop until I make it." The truth is simple. The impossible is just an illusion. If you follow the right triggers, the right mindset, and the right habits. Every one of us has a dormant power inside that can shake the world. Some people activate it. Most never do. Now, the choice is yours. Will you return to your old routine? Or will you awaken the fire within, the force that turns every challenge into triumph? Because those who make the impossible possible aren't different from you. They just make one more promise to themselves: I will keep going. If this video moved you, give it a like from the heart. Tell us in the comments what part resonated most with you. And if you want more powerful, emotional, life-changing summaries, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. We'll see you again soon with a new book, a new story, and a new journey. Until then, remember, impossible is just a thought, and thoughts can be changed. Thank you.